Hey, thanks for having us on. It's the Northwest Showcase on 93.9 KPDQ. Dr. David Day is here, one of my favorite doctors from Day Chiropractic. I love when he's in here. It's like I'll be in kind of a, I don't know, melancholy mood or whatever, and then Dr. Day gets here, and I'm like, hey,
all right,
yeah, Dr. Day is here. I'm in a good mood. And anyway, you can visit his website because it is jam-packed with information, daychiropractic.com. And we're celebrating the 123rd birthday of chiropractic, and so Dr. Day has a very great special for you to take advantage of if you're thinking you want to get into chiropractic care and you want to feel better. It's only $25, and that includes all of the the write-ups and whatever you guys do. There's a lot to that $25 special.
Yeah. And the other thing is, most of my patients are having to pay for this care themselves, right?
Yeah,
I'm not on any of the insurance plans and things like that, although if you are in a car accident or work injury, they do cover it. But my passion really is to have a relationship one-on-one with you.
Absolutely.
And to demonstrate that, yes, this $50 that you pay for the adjustment is money that's well worth it to you, right? That sort of thing. And it is kind of, it is fun. I think it kind of helps keep that relationship kind of more personal. And if I'm not moving the freight, you look me in the eye and say, Doc, I can take my family to a really nice dinner for this $50, or come in and get an adjustment. And every adjustment that I give, I've got to make sure that the value is there for you.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Isn't that kind of crazy when you think? It's very humbling for me. I mean, it's like, it just means I've got to play every adjustment that I give. I've got to be at my A game for you.
Absolutely.
And, otherwise, you'll vote with your feet. You'll do something else, right?
Right. Let me give out your phone number, 503-760-7572 if you want to make your appointment today. Nancy is there taking the phone calls, 503-760-7572. They're at Midway, 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue, just south of Powell, right between Powell and Foster. So they're easy to find, $25 special. Just mention that you're listening to KPDQ and you'll get that discount.
Excuse me. So anyhow, I did bring a little friend with me. I brought my guitar. And I think before we talk about that, I'd like to...
It's a big friend.
It is a big friend. It's a very important story, yes.
Tell me.
Talk about the story of redemption. But before we get there, the last 2 Sundays, well, you guys know chiropractic is an important part of my life. And the other thing I do is I play music. So bluegrass tends to be the genre. You might want to think of it more Americana, folk, that sort of thing. I love music. I love songs that tell stories and things like that. Well, I had the opportunity to play with 2 different bands the last 2 Sunday mornings doing 2 different church services. The one in Tigard was an amazing service. This church they've discovered that around their church building, they have these apartment complexes, and there's a lot of kids there. So they've developed a kids outreach program, and so on Tuesday nights they have this kids program. These kids come, and as it turns out, they get to know the parents of these kids, and then the grandparents of these kids. And so this was a harvest celebration, and they invited all people from the neighborhood to come. They set up their sanctuary. They had tables, because what they were going to do after our concert and some singing and the preaching and stuff, they brought in chicken. We had a fried chicken dinner for everybody. And it was just the most amazing thing. And they had a baptism too, and they had several people get baptized. And one of the couples that got baptized was the grandparents of one of these children that they had reached out to. That child came, and then the mom had come. She got saved. And then the grandparents came. They're saved, and they want to turn their life over to the Lord. And you realize, this church, man, I was so happy to be there. It was fun to be there with that. We had some wonderful music. I do have that on my YouTube channel, several of the songs that we did, if you're interested in that. But then last Sunday was another interesting Sunday. This was a church that has found another interesting outreach to their community, and they did a dedication of animal service. A dedication of animal service.
So how does that work?
I had never heard of this before and had no idea what it was. They apparently came up with it last year, and it was so successful they did it again this year. So what they do is they have their church service out on the lawn. Now the problem was Sunday was so rainy we had to do it in the gym, but that didn't matter. So they put this sign up to the neighborhood, dedication of animals. So people everybody comes with their pets. They're going to be blessed. Okay. So can you imagine, if you can picture this, in this gym there were probably 200, 250 people, right? And a good percentage of them had dogs and cats, and there was a sugar glider, which is a marsupial, like a bat sort of a thing.
Wow.
A python. There was all sorts of things, and so we did music and sang some stuff in the liturgy, and then the pastor gave a sermon. Then after he was done with that, then he said, "I tell you what, let's have everybody who brought a pet with them. Let's go ahead and line up around the periphery." So that's what they did, and then he had people come one at a time down the aisleway, turn around, introduce their name, give the name of their pet, what the breed was, that sort of thing, and then they went over and he was off to the side. He'd pet the dog or the cat and give a blessing to that animal. And
that is so awesome.
It was just the most heartwarming service. It was really, now the skeptic in me can say, "What? Stop it, David." Right?
Yeah.
See, this is something that's important to people's heart. It touches their hearts.
Absolutely.
And we know that Jesus, the same, think about Jesus and the children. When they said, "Oh, push these kids away," Jesus said, "No, let the children come to me," right? That I think if Jesus were here and he knew that was important, he would stop and talk with you about your pet, right?
I think
because that would be an entree into your heart.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? And I think, what? Wow, that's something. So they want us to come back, and so I'll play for that service again next year too. And it's like, wow, I think we need to think about how do we reach people who are living their lives without God. 95% of the people here in Oregon don't go to church. That means about 5% of the population goes to church. We've got to figure out ways to speak to people and have a conversation about things that are important to them.
And you know what? I have a border collie. Her name is Sammy. I love my dog, just like part of our family. She's just and I have another friend who used to work at the station that she has a border collie as well. And we were talking about how we feel like God gave us our dogs because Sammy is such good company for me.
Yeah.
And you know what? God made the animals.
Yes.
And came up with the whole plan. So there's nothing strange about it.
And so everybody who came, they heard the gospel in the sermon,
neat.
right? It's really, and they walked away having a wonderful experience. It was like,
that's
wow.
so cool. What church is that?
So that was Valley Presbyterian that did that one.
Okay, I'm going.
And then, I know this is funny. Yeah, and it was Tiger Church of God that did the first service. And both of these are wonderful churches that are doing amazing things in their communities, right? It is driven from a passion for the lost, and they want to show God's love to the people. And amen, right? That's that sort of thing. So this guitar, this is the 6th guitar that I made. Now, why did I bring this one? Well, this is the guitar that got stolen out of my car. About 2.5 years ago, somebody broke into my car and they stole this thing.
Oh.
And I had only had it made for like about a month before it was stolen. And so I thought I'd never see that instrument again, right? So in the meantime, I built another guitar, kind of as, so number 7 is what I was playing there, because I thought 6 was gone. About 2 months ago, we got a call from Clackamas County Sheriff. They said, "We have your guitar." I said, "What do you mean you have my guitar?" Apparently, someone who wherever it was, they recovered it. Let's just put it this way, okay? And the guy brought it to me and said, that somebody in this department saw this guitar and made it their personal goal to find the owner. Because in the inside of it, in the label, it says David A. Day, D.C., Portland, Oregon, and a 006 serial number, right? And they called my office. And I think somebody looked at that label and they said, and they probably typed David A. Day, D.C. in Google and hit enter or something like that.
Yeah.
And the logo, it's just a little faded black and white logo on this is the same one as they would have seen the same logo. When you go to my website, daychiropractic.com, you'll see that logo, and there it is. So it's interesting. Now, I had reported this guitar stolen, and my insurance company was wonderful. They knew it was a custom guitar. I had all the receipts for all this stuff. These are Waverly tuners, so they're everything on this is quite expensive from the wood and everything. And so they had given me a nice amount of money to cover the cost of this. I could buy all the stuff to build a new one and all that sort of stuff. Well, when I got this, guess what? I had to make a phone call, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, this was my insurance company's guitar at that point.
Mm.
So I had to redeem my guitar.
Oh, that's crazy.
I had to buy my guitar back. But they appreciated the fact that I had called them.
And that you were honest.
And I was honest, because they said, I don't think that happens where it's where. But I think God honors. And so I did have to buy it back, but there was still enough. It was fine. It's not quite as good as what it. There's some things that had happened to it and all that sort of stuff, but I have it back, right? And I was thinking that the story of this guitar and the story of redemption is like what it is for God and us, right? God created us, and we were kind of stolen from Him. And He had to buy us back. He had to use His Son's death on the cross to pay the penalty for our sins. So God created us, and He redeemed us. So when I played this guitar, this is my redeemed guitar, and it reminds me about God and how He made me, but He had to pay to buy me back from sin. Isn't that interesting? And so,
and sometimes we have a few dents and
yes,
a few nicks and
right. But does that change the joy I have of holding this guitar and playing this guitar? No, I love this guitar. I'm glad it's back. I can't believe it, right? And so I think about the joy in God's heart when His children come back to Him. He's missed us. I miss this guitar, right? And this wood that I had bought, I love so much. I'd actually bought 2 sets of it because this is called Ovencall, and the grain has a pattern of brown and dark brown, but there's this 45 degrees, this chevron, this shimmer to it.
Yes.
That is, I've never seen anything quite like that. So, and so what I was thinking I was going to have to do was to build another one just like this. But here it is. Isn't that interesting?
And that's such a great analogy and story to go with it. That is just awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of makes my day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me just give out your phone number. Okay. So we don't stray too far.
Okay.
There is a special.
Yeah.
Dr. Day always comes into the Northwest Showcase, and he always has a great special for you if you want to use his services. He is celebrating the birthday of chiropractic, 123 years for $25. You can take advantage of this special right now. You can call 503-760-7572, 503-760-7572. Your chance to have an adjustment, your chance to just kind of find out about chiropractic and have the x-rays and everything done for $25. And that is through August 3rd. The number again,
through October 3rd.
October 3rd. And the number again, 503-760-7572. Day Chiropractic is easy to find. It's right there at Midway. It's located on just south of Powell, 3758 Southeast 122nd Avenue, between Powell and Foster. Once again at Midway, you folks that know the area, just off of 205.
Yeah. So it is. I don't know if I have time to sing. I wouldn't. Maybe. How much time do we have? A little bit of time.
Yeah, we have Clark enough time. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of my best buddies is running things today, Clark. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So what I think I'll do, the story of redemption. So I can play this guitar, and I can also sing a song that was inspired by my Uncle Buddy, who, when he went away to college, he turned his back on the Lord, and he essentially lived his life on his own terms. He made a lot of choices, a lot of decisions. He became an alcoholic. His wife ultimately left him, and one of his daughters was killed. It's just tragic life. But late in life, in his late 60s, he came back to the Lord. He kneeled before the cross, and he found forgiveness for his sins and for the choices he had made with his life, and now he's devoting his life to the cross. And he ended up writing a poem that was 3 verses, and he handed that to me, and that was the basis that I have for this song that I'll go ahead and sing, and it's called 3 Rugged Crosses. There were 3 rugged crosses on a hill far away. One was for a mocker, held bent and there to stay. One was for a sinner who asked to go God's way, and he dined with his Creator in paradise that day. On the one in the middle, for Barabbas set free, they hung the Prince of Heaven to die for you and me. Between earth and heaven, our hope upon that tree. His death redeemed our birthright and won the victory. The way of grace was won by the Prince of Glory. And evermore we sing love's greatest story. Every day I praise that Jesus made the way, for the way of his cross leads home. There were 3 rugged crosses on a hill far away. The gulf of sin was spanned by that center cross that day. So I follow on that bridge and long to hear him say, well done, faithful one, by my cross you came my way. The way of grace was won by the Prince of Glory, and evermore we sing love's greatest story. Every day I praise that Jesus made the way, for the way of his cross leads home. So that is my prayer, that you will find your way through the cross home to be with your Savior, who is anxiously waiting for your return.
You know, Dr. Day, I have this friend that works at a station down in Sacramento, and she is getting her master's, I think, in theology right now. And she posted this great message about finishing strong in the race. And that's what it's all about, finishing. And that's so awesome. Thank you so much. We'll take a very quick break. Dr. David Day is here from Day Chiropractic. Their phone number is 503-760-7572, 503-760-7572. We'll come back and let you know about the special they have right now at Day Chiropractic. I'm Andy West on 93.9 KPDQ. It's the Northwest Showcase.